Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. First off, still sick for some reason, so we're going to talk about Shoot House while I'm a little stuffed up. First of all, a lot of people are saying finally we have a 3-lane map here in Modern Warfare. But I'm over here like, well, we've had Gunrunner, which is a 3-lane map, St. Petrograd, which is a 3-lane map, Azure Cave is a 3-lane map. What else? Anya Palace is a 3-lane map even. There's a lot of 3-lane maps here in Modern Warfare. So I think the community is really confused about the term 3-lane map. And I think it grows more and more unhealthy for the community to talk about maps in such a broad way. I myself have been caught up in trying to define what makes a 3-lane map or a simplistic 3-lane map, or why I really prefer Infinity Ward styles maps over Treyarch. I'm trying to find that specific thing that they have that Treyarch doesn't. And Shoot House is a beautiful example of, yes, it's a simpler 3-lane map, however, it has so much more depth and so much more skill to it than anything that Treyarch has put out over the past 5 or 6 years, ever since Black Ops 2. And I think the best way that I can describe it is Treyarch makes simplistic 3-lane maps, whereas Infinity Ward makes deep 3-lane maps. See, Infinity Ward 3-lane maps, much like Shoot House here, it's not just 3 lanes. Yes, there are 3 lanes you can choose, but you can crisscross over those lanes in a couple different areas. Plus, there is a large amount of verticality that interacts with each other. It's not just a 2-story building for the sake of a 2-story building. That 2-story building, or whatever verticality that we're talking about, whether it's a shipping crate here in Shoot House or a burnt car or some boxes, that verticality adds some depth and some strategy within the lane itself, rather than just being a part of the lane where you have to look up or look down. There are so many clever lines of sight in this map that it is constantly replayable. I've played this map 24/7 for maybe a couple hours here, and it's still like it's a small map, it's a close quarter map, so of course SMGs and shotguns are really going to rule, but you can use ARs and you can use LMGs to be pretty successful, honestly. You can rotate with your team, you can move passively, and you can kind of extend these lines of sight in a really interesting way, something that you can't do in any Treyarch map. In a Treyarch map, it's just here's one head glitch, here's another head glitch, and there's an open lane in the middle. You know, that's kind of their design philosophy. Whereas here with Infinity Ward, there might be some head glitches, there might be some pieces of cover, but it's not mirrored, it's not symmetrical, and you can adjust these, you can use these to either cut off certain sight lines or extend certain sight lines, and you can be creative with this to fit your own playstyle, whether that's a campy playstyle with a sniper rifle, or whether that's a rush in your face, close off those sniper sight lines, use cover, get close quarters with a shotgun. I wish I could define that with one single term, but that's how I describe Infinity Ward maps versus Treyarch maps, and that's how I would perfectly describe Shoot House to any other garbage 3-lane map that Treyarch has ever put out. It is not without its downsides though. It is pretty weird with spawns. At first I thought it was going to be a really bad spawn map. I was like, I'm getting ready to die off spawn so many times. Really doesn't happen too often. Less than 1 time per game I've noticed, which is really good for such a small map. For I think the first time ever they've put this map out too. Like, they haven't done any spawn adjustments, so good job Infinity Ward. And of course, it being a smaller map, you are going to get a lot of shotguns, which is going to be really infuriating here with the 7.25. Now, they did nerf the 7.25 here today, so that's nice. That, well, it was the second time they nerfed it, so hopefully it's a little bit better. Ace said that they buffed it in terms of aiming down sights, but it is weaker when you hip fire. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I need to use it in order to understand how I feel about it. But side note, I feel like they also nerfed the R9O, because I used it today and it was kind of trash. It was kind of garbage, and I don't remember it being garbage. But yeah, so Shoot House, really chaotic map, really fun map. You're just constantly moving, spawns are constantly flipping everywhere. It's chaotic, but it's a good controlled chaotic. You can understand where the spawns are going to be. You have a little bit more time to react to spawns than you do in, say, like a Nuketown, because that's really the downfall of Nuketown. And I guess it's fair to say that's what everybody's comparing this map to, is that this is the Nuketown of Modern Warfare. But I would much prefer to play this map over Nuketown any day. Nuketown has gone from a fun, chaotic map to just the worst map in Call of Duty history for me, honestly. Yes, it's technically a 3-lane map, but like I said, it's that simple 3-lane map. It's like, are you going to come from the left to the right of the house or from the house itself? And there's no strategy, there's no fun, there's no diversity. Like, that's actually the perfect example. Man, restart this commentary, because in Nuketown, you can use an assault rifle, LMG, or sniper, but you're really only either going to sit at the Jeep or in the windows of one of the houses or in the garages, and that's it. Those are your 3 spots for using your long-range stuff. When you use a long-ranged weapon in Shoot House, you can go anywhere on the map. Like, literally, you can go anywhere on the map, so long as you're smart with the cover and with the lines of sight that you use, and you can peek into that middle of the map and get anybody trying to cut through and everything, because that's kind of a really good risk-reward middle lane. So this has so much more intelligence and so much more strategy and in-depth mechanics than Nuketown could even pretend that it has. So this is a wonderful map. It really is. It's not I don't want to play it all the time, but it's so good for grinding out weapon camos, beautiful people. It's so good for grinding out weapon challenges and just kills, and it's just a good, solid map. And hopefully this map kind of changes everybody's opinion about Infinity Ward's map design, and Infinity Ward releases another map here in another couple weeks, so that we can kind of get that content flowing and really get in the groove of just keep falling in love with this game, no matter how much I absolutely hate it and love it at the same time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next absolutely beautiful Modern Warfare morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful. 2 videos you may have missed. On the left, we have my why skill-based matchmaking is a bad idea in Modern Warfare. I go in depth. It's a 20-minute video. It is well worth the watch. I go into very logical arguments, and I think I make a pretty good argument of why the community doesn't want skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare, at least in public matches. So go check that out. And on the right, I make a video talking about how good hardcore is in this game. So go check that out. Thank you so much, and stay beautiful.